Up in the ring, Boyd Pierce is ready to introduce this event. Let's pick up Boyd.
This event, 2 out of 3 fall with a 60-minute time limit. In the blue corner, Playboy Gary Hart presents from Yokohama, Japan, Ichiban. And across the ring, 235 pounds from Houston, Texas, popular Tiger Conway Jr. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a battle for the mask. If Tiger Conway Jr. loses, he must return the mask that he removed 2 weeks ago to Ichiban. Now, if Ichiban loses, he must unmask. However, now, if Tiger manages to remove the mask that Ichiban is wearing, then Ichiban will lose the match and lose the match. Your referee, Nick Kozak.
So up in the ring, the pre-match examination of both contestants by the seconds, and with Gary Hart here to start to object and to complain about something, and I'm not sure what he's complaining about, but there is referee Nick Kozak taking charge and getting the bell rung. Almost got his bell rung, come to think of it. And up in the ring, we've got the makings of a battle for the mask. If Tiger Conway loses this match, he must return the mask he took from Ichiban a couple of weeks ago. If Ichiban loses this match, he must give up his mask. However, the mask is the focal point. If Tiger Conway manages to get that mask at any time during this match, he will be declared the winner of the match. So with Ichiban hung up in the corner, Tiger Conway Jr. eyeing him closely, we have that pendulum swinging arm of Ichiban. A lot of people around here have ideas as to just who Ichiban is. Gary Hart says they're wrong, and so far no real evidence that there is anything except Ichiban. And right now he has taken Tiger Conway Jr. up to past the 10th row, rammed him into the retaining wall that surrounds what is sometimes the ice hockey arena here. And we've got a wild Tiger Conway Jr. acting like a tiger. And here's a guy who can really turn loose with the kind of spirited action that fans like to see. He's got the mask, he's got his fingers hooked in the eye holes, and the cloud on the jaw emphasizes just how Tiger feels about this. He was able to jerk those eye holes around so that Ichiban was blinded, and here's Ichiban. He has picked up a chair on which Johnny Freeman sat just a short time ago, and now we've got a battle for the chair, and that ought to help Tiger Conway's cause. He didn't bring the chair into the ring, but he sure is giving him a lesson in how to use it. Out on the concrete, we've got Gary Hart hovering over Ichiban tenderly and in a very concerned manner. And after the mask again, Tiger Conway, and he managed to hook under it, but one thing about going after that mask, you occupy both hands. You are not in a position to defend yourself, and this is what happened to young Tiger Conway then. He got overzealous, over-anxious, and the effort to get that mask put him in jeopardy. But this may yet turn out all right for Tiger. Matter of fact, right now, he's recovering, but it's what Gary Hart is doing over there in his attentions to Ichiban that has the preoccupation of the fans. I'm not sure myself what he was doing. He was massaging his arm, but it wasn't his arm that was bothering Ichiban. So Hart outside is shouting words of advice to the masked man up in the ring, and the masked man is trying to put them into action. And here is the Tiger reacting. Ooh, man, how he clouded him that time. And Tiger bounces back. He's got plenty of zip and plenty of force in every wallop he's throwing. And top man, Tiger, this could be a fall, but it wasn't. And Tiger goes after the head again and after the mask. And again, I point out that the preoccupation with the mask makes it that much more difficult for Tiger Conway to put up a proper defense. And that's a big man he's trying to uncover. And the big man has gone after a stomach claw. So Hart is excited. He just grabbed the microphone and hollered something, but it was unintelligible. I think it was yelling for the claw hold, and it's claw hold that he's getting right now as the big masked man bears down hard and leans in there tight. Shoulders down close, and the count was 3, and the call for the bell, and it goes to Ichiban. The first fall goes to Ichiban with a stomach claw.
5 minutes, 19 seconds, Ichiban.
So just a little over 5 minutes. The first fall goes to Ichiban, and Gary Hart trying to distract the referee long enough for his man to put those feet of his to work. Tiger Conway Jr. stretched out on the canvas, trying to recover from the effects of that tight claw. And here is Ichiban coming in there to go after the head claw. Well, the intermission period has not yet ended, but Ichiban attacked Tiger Conway once more, and Nick Kozak laid one alongside of his jaw and convinced him that just letting the Tiger alone was the best policy. Putting up a sign, "Please do not annoy the Tiger," wouldn't pay any dividends for sure. But this first fall has gone to Ichiban. It puts the Tiger in a bad way. He's got to play catch up before he can get ahead. He has not yet risen to his feet. He's taking deep breaths there to try to recover from the effects of that stomach claw, and as he does get up, he has trouble. So Ichiban across that ring in a hurry, and Tiger has fallen now into the iron claw. Well, there is the claw to the head, and Ichiban is pulling out all the stops to bear down on Tiger Conway. He wants that mask back. He wants to prove that he is superior to young Tiger Jr., and he wants to retain the mask that he is wearing. This means a lot to Ichiban, this win in this match. Could knock the props out from under him if he fails to score. So Tiger now putting his legs to work, trying to make it difficult for Ichiban to recover, and finally using his head to break it. And the Tiger uncorks in tremendous fashion to cut Ichiban right down to the deck. And whoa, did he kick him off the apron. Ichiban sprawled on the concrete, and Tiger wants to make sure that he doesn't use that trip outside the ring as a means of gaining a respite. Tiger Conway, again, this time into the chair, and again on that cold, cold concrete. Up in the ring, referee Nick Kozak counting, but Tiger is pushing Ichiban back in the ring and trying to take off the mask at the same time. He wants him up in the ring so he can beat him. Tiger Conway Jr. up in his vantage point. Drop kick from the top. Well, I'll be darned. He not only knocked him down, but just like an 8-ball into the side pocket, he rolled him across that ring. And Conway looking again for the effort. Diving headbutt, and he clobbered him. There is the equalizing fall. Tiger Conway Jr.
The winner of the second fall, 2 minutes, 10 seconds, Tiger Conway Jr.
So Tiger Conway Jr. splashes Ichiban on the canvas with that headbutt off the top rope. The only man in the wrestling world to use the flying headbutt. And this man sure does fly when he uses it. We'll stay right here during this intermission period. We've got Ichiban down on the canvas, and we have Nick Kozak arguing with Gary Hart, who is trying to lay down the laws somehow to Nick Kozak, but I don't think Nick was doing much listening. He was doing some talking in there too. He's got an Excedrin headache, as they say in the commercials, but that's just putting it mildly. That headbutt coming off that top rope was aimed at Ichiban, and well aimed. Tiger is anxious and he's impatient. Half of the 2-minute rest period has gone by, and with Nick Kozak trying to convince him to wait, there are 30 seconds remaining, and Gary Hart has a worried look on his face. So Ichiban. With 15 seconds left in the brief rest period, guides himself on that rope, and
4, 3, 2, 1, the bell.
There's the bell, and as he came up with that foot and tried to kick, Tiger was waiting for him. He belted him with a head right alongside the ear, and we've got Ichiban literally staggering up the aisle. But outside, he gets an uninterrupted count of anything less than 20 at the counting hands of referee Nick Kozak. And the effort now, Ichiban takes Tiger through those ropes, and he has, he had intentions of slamming him into something. He did it right into the steps that lead up to the ring. And Conway took care of himself well in the difficult moments there. Outside, Ichiban, and Gary Hart gives him the nod, gives him the word, guides him, pushes him in the direction of the ring. So, Ichiban now figures that outside the ring is going to be better, and again he's met with a barrage as he comes through the ropes and up the aisle, and headed for darkness is Ichiban, with Tiger Conway encouraging the fans to get behind him, give him a little noise. Conway looking to bring Ichiban in the ring. Back body drop, and oh man, he clobbered him. Back body drop when you get a man up and he has no way of helping himself when he's coming down is one of the most punishing things that you can do to him. The claw hold by Ichiban on the knee, trying to destroy the underpinnings of Tiger Conway, make it difficult for him to balance, to stand, and the ripped across the face. So it's Ichiban going for what he hopes are going to be the spots difficult to defend, and a nice drop kick by Tiger Conway, and he stood at it. He's got the mask off. The mask off. Tiger Conway Jr. has won the match and has unmasked. He has unmasked Ichiban. The mask has come off, and here is Tiger Conway Sr. in the ring. And look at that scene, as in a tremendously surprising moment into that ring came Tiger Conway Jr. and Gary Hart, Tiger Conway Sr., Gary Hart arguing. And there is Baron Karl von Krupp into the ring. Mike, into that ring comes Maniac Mark Lewin, and he has just belted Tiger Conway Sr. underneath the chin and into the throat with that driving hand of his. And we've got Gary Hart down, Maniac Mark Lewin in that ring. We've got Tiger Conway down with a bend, and Junior bending over Senior here, in a wild and exciting climax to this battle here in the Sam Houston Coliseum. The winner is Tiger Conway Jr. Maniac Mark Lewin, who is due to wrestle in the match that follows this in this ring.
Once again, the winner of the third fall in the match, Tiger Conway Jr.
Tiger Conway Jr. is the winner. His father here has just been clobbered with that thrust into the throat. He is frothing literally at the mouth and into his beard. Conway Jr. here with a wild look on his face, trying his best to protect his father from any more attacks from Maniac Mark Lewin. There behind him now comes Von Krupp, and fans who have thought that this was Von Krupp have been right all along, and Von Krupp has been unmasked twice by the same man, but this time it sticks. And Ichiban has not joined the ranks of the Immortals. He has just been unmasked and joins the ranks of those whose faces have been exposed to view, and here he is now in that typical pose. Under the provisions of this match, if the mask was ripped off, the masked man would not only lose the match, he would lose his mask, and that's exactly what happened. We'll be back here in a moment after we have this word from the studio.